Hi everyone, today I'm going to show you the numbers of the Ad360's website, how much traffic we're getting from Google, our progress, how we got impacted by the latest Google search engine algorithm change, the core update May 2022. And I'm going to show you what we do in terms of content creation, what's our strategy, whether it's working or not. Now bear in mind we're a very small website. We only started creating content a few months ago at the beginning of the year. So it's still quite fresh and we have very small numbers compared to some big websites out there. But I think it might be interesting. I know a lot of small business owners are watching this channel and my videos. So hi everybody, I hope you like the content. And maybe you're going to get more value from someone who was in your shoes a few months ago with no traffic on your website, 0 visitors, no content whatsoever, and what to do. And we're on a journey to create more content, to get more visitors, to get more people to know about Ad360, which is a technology company, the easiest way to start advertising for your e-commerce store and your online business. And in one click, you can generate ads automatically that will run all over the web on hundreds of millions of websites and blogs and automatically bring you qualified visitors and potential buyers. So on this journey, we create a lot of content, so videos on this YouTube channel, but also blog articles on our website. So we started publishing content. Let me show you the numbers. We started publishing. I'm going to come back to the numbers in a second. Just want to explain what we're doing first. So our strategy is to publish regular content. All of this content is written by humans. It's original content written by someone in the team, from me or from freelance writers that we hire. We make sure they write original content that's where there's no plagiarism whatsoever, no copied content from elsewhere in the web. It's 100% human written original content. And we write about a ton of stuff that we think has value for our audience. So small business owners, small e-commerce owners. So here's an example. So I took a few examples on our blog, so I will put the link in the description. So 3 reasons why Google reviews matter a lot. An article about Shopify shutting down the dropshipping app Overload. What is WooCommerce? Learn the basics. So you see there's a ton of different content. Sometimes we share good news about us and some tips, how we reached for the first time 100 clicks in a 20-day period. And by the way, now I got last week the 180 clicks in 28 days. And that was mid-June. So in just 1 month, basically we almost doubled our score, whereas it took us from January to May to get to this. But I'll get back to the figures in a second. And some tips on how to get better results. Shopify versus WooCommerce, battle of the platforms, comparing the two. Return on click investment, a funny video where I explain some content here also about a study explaining how you need to organize your links and your structure on your website. Ads coming to Netflix and how to make the most of video ads online. Top 3 secrets for new Shopify stores. So I just want to show you there's a variety of content, website audits, beautiful sites, beautiful sales. So how to do a website audit, why it's important, and showing you that we can offer free audits for our customers. So if you're a customer or if you're interested in Ad360, you can download the app for free, try out the advertising stuff. And if you want us to provide services, we can provide for free an audit of your website and help you improve your website. Web display ads, freedom from big tech. So where we explain in more details the kind of advertising that we do across ad networks all over the web. So it's not just the Google Display Network, because that's only like 2 million websites, and we have access to like 100 million plus websites, mobile apps. So these are news sites, blogs, independent websites, and we can really create websites that have an interest and that have relevant content in relationship to your brand and your products. But okay, I won't go into much more detail. Just wanted to show you our strategy with a few examples from May. So you see the dates. Basically, we published almost 1 article every day on this blog for the past 6 months. So it started really small. Let's look at the impressions. We'll see better the progression. So these are the impressions. So you see it's from the end of last year. So we had like below 100 impressions per day. So between 30 and 100 impressions per day. And at some point last year we had 0. So we really started from scratch. We had never created any content before, so this is the first time for us. It's completely new, and so I hope, even though we don't have like millions of clicks and it's not a huge website, I hope you can relate with us better and it seems more accessible to you. And as you can see, a lot of people say content is like a long-term plan, a long-term game. You can see that's true because we haven't changed basically anything between the start of the year and now in terms of content production pacing, meaning we create around the same amount of content. Now we did change a number of things which I will explain about our strategy, how we choose what content we publish, what tools we use in terms of SEO, search engine optimization, and stuff like that. But basically you see that we still produce the same amount of content all the time, and there's a slight improvement. Sometimes there's an article which outperforms, there's a ton of interest, and we gain a few hundred impressions for a few days, and then it goes back down. But there's a slightly but steady, slightly upward movement, a steady progression, and this has really accelerated somewhere last month. So to be fair, I don't know to what extent this is due to the Google update or to whether this is just our content picking up naturally and organically. But at least we haven't been negatively impacted by the Google algorithm change. So the Google last big change in the algorithms, the May 2022 core update, was announced on May 26th, so almost 1 month ago. And it didn't impact all websites at the same time. There was a 2 weeks rollout period during which websites were randomly affected. And so between this period and basically like the end of the first week in June, this is when our website has been affected probably by the update. And as you can see, if anything, this has tremendously helped us. So also the results have become more volatile. So on some days we have huge numbers, then on some other days it's down, especially during the weekend. There's a lot less stuff going on. So why is it not showing me? But this is a Saturday, and I believe this one is also a Saturday. But basically there's still a big improvement. And can we see the numbers? Yeah, give me a second. It's taking a lot of time. I think I have too much stuff open. So Saturday, 11th, Saturday, 18th. So usually during the weekend we have less good numbers. Tell us if that's something you see on your end. Tell us, feel free to compare and share publicly your figures also in the comments. What kind of CTR do you have? Is it better than ours or not? And as you can see, the CTR has, changed quite drastically, but I don't know how relevant that is, because when you're a small website like ours, in the beginning, most of your clicks are coming from people that click on your brand. Like you see here, Ad360, which is our company name, Ad360 in 2 words, Ad360 demo. So these are our main keywords, and this has a high CTR, but that makes sense because that's people that want to go to our website because they heard about us, but they don't have the bookmark, or they don't know the exact address, so they just type Ad360 in Google, and then they go to our website. So these keywords have a higher CTR, click-through rate, and usually they have a better position. So don't worry too much if your average position is going down. This might not be a bad sign. Sometimes you see here our average position, so it is improving over time, but I remember at times the average position was constant or was getting higher, but it wasn't a bad thing because we were ranking on more keywords. And as a result, when you start ranking on very big keywords like Google or Shopify, Amazon, stuff like that, of course you're going to rank at a higher position, which is worse than if you're on long tail keywords. And so if you can see the position, so of course on our brand name, we're not even first, so there's a ton of progress we can still make. Ad360, we're just 9.6, 4.4 on Ad360 demo. But you can see, for example, on Shopify, we're ranked in a position almost 92. So we're very much behind. But I can tell you that like 3 months ago, we were not ranked for Shopify. So this is an improvement. So getting from not being ranked to being ranked, although it's like very deep down in the pages, it's an improvement. And the ranking is getting better and better every week as we produce more content. And you see, for example, we did a ton of content around the May 2022. By the way, I don't know why it's May 2020, but we made a ton of content about the May 2022 core update. and we're ranking well on stuff like that. Let me show you on the clicks. That's going to be more interesting. But basically, my point is, don't worry too much if you're, for some period of time, you may be losing on average position. That's not a bad, sign. It depends. It could be just that you're ranking on more keywords, in which case that would be a good thing. And so if you see on clicks, that's also a really great improvement, which has been, slow but steady for a while. And there's really been a big improvement lately, I'd say, in the last month. So you see, so it's taken almost 6 months to start seeing really, an acceleration in the upward trend. So if you're like in content production mode and you're producing daily content and you're not seeing the results yet, don't worry, you might be in the beginning of your journey after 1, 2, 3, 4 months, and you're saying, oh, is this going to work? It's taking so much time, I'm not so sure. But when I see the big, upward movement here, I feel like if this accelerates, then it's going to be significant at some point. You might say, yeah, 500 clicks in 6 months, that's not a lot. But in the beginning, it was like almost 0, 1 click. So we had like 1 click per week, right? And now we're getting sometimes 20 clicks per day, 10, 15, 14, 9, 20. So we're getting like 10 to 15 clicks on average now per day. So that's a huge improvement. And if things continue like that, I hope that, like in a few months' time, we'll be at like 100 clicks per day. And then maybe by the end of the year, we'll have thousands of clicks every day. And that's going to be a massive source of traffic, people that discover our app, that discover Ad360, that want to try the features out. So that's going to be a super important source of traffic. And that's going to be a long-term gain because, people tell, content production and SEO is free. That's not entirely true because you need to spend at least time, effort to write content, to produce content. You may pay for content like we do. Sometimes we have freelance writers for us that help us produce content. So there is an upfront cost to producing that content, but then it yields dividends over time for a very long time. Especially if you hit a big content that ranks very well on a few keywords, then you can have, like what we call an evergreen content pillar, which is going to continue delivering results over time more and more. So that's super interesting if you can hit that. And so I just wanted to show you one last thing. So an interesting strategy, one tip I have for you is, let me see if I can move that a bit just so that you see better. Okay, give me just a sec. Can I, maybe if I reduce the size, no, maybe on the other, yeah, let me just improve the size. I just want to make sure you can read all the keywords. Okay, cool. No, sorry. Give me just 1 sec. Okay, cool. So here you see all the keywords, and what I wanted to show you, so of course you get a ton of clicks on your main keyword, but that also means more people are just typing Ad360 to try and find us on the web, which is great. But then I want to show you we have a ton of keywords that bring 1, 2, or 3 clicks, but most of them is 1. Or below, increase sales on Shopify, hyperlocal advertising, Shopify target audience, hyperlocal geotargeting, hyperlocal advertising, May 2020 core update, grow Shopify sales, sales glossary, Obelo shutdown, Eugene Schwartz, 5 levels of awareness. That's super cool. That's very technical, very niche marketing stuff. How to get sales on Shopify without ads, universal analytics, a bunch more, but Obelo, Google, Shopify, remarketing, Google display ads, Google analytics for cookieless, a ton of stuff. So you see Google SEO core update, Google Ads partners, Apple Pay Later, Shopify, migrate to GA4, 100 subscribers, YouTube. So you see a ton of different content, and we have a ton more. And here are keywords for which we haven't yet gotten clicks, or at least not in this period, but for which we're ranking and we're getting impressions. Shopify Facebook ads, CTR, CVR, Google Universal, Google Ads, Shopify, and so on. So I think it's a good strategy to target some long tail keywords. What we call long tail keywords are like keywords like that, which are not as obvious as your main keyword, which are, in our case would be Shopify, increase sales on Shopify, WooCommerce, Google, get more sales thanks to ads, stuff like that. These are super, super competitive. First ranks are being held by people that have been producing content on that for years, maybe. So it's a better strategy to start producing content on keywords that are less frequent, where there's less traffic and less search volume, but where it's easier to start ranking and getting a ton of impressions and clicks. Let's see if we can see how many impressions we're getting from these keywords. You see, for some of these keywords, we're getting like, it's not a lot, but this adds up. You have 10 impressions here, 10 here, 100, 200, 1000. So you get a ton of impressions on all these, and then it adds up, right? You see what I mean? And so ask yourself in your business, what can you do? If you're selling, like gardening tools, instead of just saying like garden, try stuff like, okay, the best tool to remove weeds in your garden. And try something like you need to try this when you're planting seeds the next time. And you can target keywords like that and use these as your blog article titles. Use this in the headers. Try repeating these keywords a few times in the article and provide actual real content that answers the question or the query. And that's the best way to get picked up by Google. Okay, I hope you liked this exercise of showing the numbers, being transparent. Tell us what you think. Feel free to share your own figures. Tell us what you think of our click-through rate. Tell us if you're seeing some improvement like that on your organic traffic. Is organic traffic and SEO even like a marketing strategy of yours? What are you doing? Do you have a different content strategy? And if you want us to elaborate some more about content, how we produce content, what's our process, what tools we use for SEO, for search engine optimization, feel free to tell me in the comments and I'd be happy to make another video about that. I wish you a ton of success. If you want to learn more about what we do, feel free to go on the Ad360 website. It can be another impression, maybe another click. You'll find out more about Ad360 and how we make it easier than ever to start advertising your business online. In just one click, you can run your ads everywhere on the web. It's fully automated, and when we mean one click, it's really one click. So I really believe there's never been such a simple experience. It's a game changer. If you're in e-commerce, we automatically generate advertising banners in multiple formats with all your products. We find relevant websites to run your ads into, and we try to bring qualified audiences and potential buyers for a lot cheaper than on social media and Google Ads. If you want to learn more, you can try for yourself the app. You can learn more on the website or book a call with the team to discuss your business with the second link in the description. Thank you so much. I wish you a ton of success. See you soon. Bye.